Well, there are calls for more action on the nationwide shortage of apprentices, with new figures showing a 25% drop in the number of new apprentices across the country. Those figures are from the National Centre for Vocational Education Research, looking at the 12 months to September last year. Brian Seidler is from Master Builders Association and he joins me now in the studio. Good morning to you, Brian. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
Can you just take us through and unpack those numbers a little bit more? Just how short is the nation on apprentices?
So the most unfortunate thing is that the completions are down. Not only are entries into apprenticeships down, but the completions are down. And they're the most important issue for the industry. How many kids or young ones finish an apprenticeship?
So with respect to completions, where are they going? Why aren't they sticking around?
A whole host of reasons why the young ones don't finish and complete an apprenticeship. Just like university degrees, 50% drop out in their first year. So, and there's a whole host of barriers of why we're not getting young ones into apprentices. That's mum and dad's, I guess, expectations to go to university, and then once they go to university, do they have the will to go through? We're now having an ageing population, and our surveys suggest that the people who put apprentices on were apprentices themselves. So as they age, there's not so many people going into apprenticeships as though taking them up. And of course, there's not much help at the moment for apprentices or the training employers to put those kids through.
Help as in government incentives?
Indeed.
Okay. So that's painting a picture of the current situation, of a few of the reasons why we're not seeing as many shortages, not many apprentices completing or even starting those courses. What is the impact of that going to be on most particularly housing supply? We know that there's a housing crisis in Australia. We have the Australian Housing Future Fund, $10 billion to develop 30,000 homes over 5 years. What sort of impact is this going to have on those sorts of programs?
A most significant impact, particularly on Master Builders is a signatory to the Housing Accord, which from 1 July this year, the industry is supposed to build 1.2 million homes. New South Wales is 377,000. We don't have the tradespeople at the moment to build. And historically, the main feeder has been the traditional apprenticeship and people from overseas. So we have to upskill the people who have skills from overseas, and we've got to get more apprentices into the system, into the vet system.
You mentioned two things there, the migration or the immigration of skilled workers, the right skills, I would imagine, that you're looking for, and the vet system. What needs to be honed in both of those areas to attract more to the apprentice scheme?
Well, the first thing of influencing young ones, we have to have more career days. We have to prove to them that the building industry is a profession, as it once was. We need more young ones coming into our industry. We're failing to attract them. The second thing is there's a whole host of people from overseas or other countries that have skills, but they need to be assessed at the level of Australia. So again, historically, Australian carpenters, their skills are noted throughout the world. You can get a job if you're an Australian, if you've been educated through the vet system here. Likewise, people coming from Ireland and Scotland and England also have a similar background that they can slip straight into positions in Australia. We've got to upskill people, and we've got to attract more people into our industry, and that includes women. It's unfortunate that the trades are not attracting enough women.
If this isn't addressed and addressed quickly, Brian, what is the impact going to be on the construction sector? We know how critical it is with respect to employment and infrastructure to the economy.
So the first thing that will happen is that prices in labour will go up sizably. That's what we expect. The second thing is we won't reach or attain our targets. And bearing in mind that 1.2 million homes, that's in addition to what we have to do for our current homes. So a lot of refurbishment and a lot of new homes just to keep up with our current population. It's going to be a real ask.
And just finally, before we go, Brian, if someone's watching this, a younger person who is considering entering into apprenticeship, and considering becoming a tradie, a builder, whatever it might be, what would you say to them about what is great about the profession?
It gives you a pathway to a whole host of other areas. Go into an apprenticeship for the first 2 years, get through that, Then you can jump on a pathway to university, for instance, with a construction degree or a bachelor degree in project management, which a number of the universities are now recognising the apprenticeship side of it. So there's a really good pathway. It's a profession that is very well paid. And you're getting paid while you learn in an apprenticeship.
OK. Brian, great to speak with you. Thank you very much for your time.
Many thanks.